student. Today our topic is estimation. So how we can find out estimated values of different decimals numbers and how we can divide that one. First of all, we need to know how to round up to one significant figure or up to one decimal. There was a decimal places, but we have to convert that thing into a significant figures or a whole number, and then we can easily divide that value. For example, first of all, you must know that how to round off. Just like if I write on a number line which is define 1, you can say that between 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 and 10, but 10 is not included. Less than 10 values, if I write down in here, this 10 is like a open circle which is not included, not equal to 10. Same as it is 0 is a open number which is not equal to 0, not equal to 10. It should be less than 10. It should be a greater than 0 values. Now any numbers you can define 5. 5 is the middle part of that number where we can find out to add value in that number or leave as it is. If anything is less than 5, then we have to leave that number as it is. If anything is 5 and more, it means 5 is included in that number. If 5 or more, then we have to add number. For example, if I write down in here in a decimal, first I will write down in a decimals and then I will go to a significant ones. So if we go on numbers in here, 45.367. They set that up to 1 decimal place. Then you have to leave the first decimal, one number after one decimal, and this second part is the decider that will decide is either we have to add or we have to leave that number as it is. Now you can see this 6 part is 5 and more, 5 or more. Then we have to add 1 in that number. We will get 45.4. Same as it is in another example. If we write down 45.637, for example, up to 1 decimal place, then you have to see this is our 1 after 1 decimal and this is our decider. This will decide either we have to add or we leave that number as it is. So 3 is less than 5, which is less than 5, then we have to leave that number as it is. This is our answer, 45.6. Same as it is in significant figures. Just like in a significant figure, if we will do that, then we have to, same rule applies, 5 or more, or depends on it. Just like in here, if we have any number like 49, they said that write down up to 1 significant figure, 1 significant figure. Then you have to write down that number 45. This is 1 significant figure. This is the first number, first digit is called the 1 significant figure. Whatever next is the decider. The 9 will decide which is a 5 or more. Then we have to add 1 in that number. What else is a 9? Instead of 9, we have to leave every number after that part 0, 0, 0, whatever, how many numbers are there. Now you can see that the 5 becomes a 4 becomes a 5 and the 9 becomes a 0. This is the nearest to 1 significant figure. So now in here another one, if I write down 44 to 1 significant, this is the decider. So you can see that 4 is less than 5, then we leave that number as it is 4 and that becomes 0. This is our 1 significant figure. So now they will give us some question about estimated value. We need to find out estimated value. The questions comes in our exams. If I write down a question, they said that evaluate estimated solution. If I have a number like 19.8 times 50.2 divided by 99. So now in here, what should we do? So now first of all, we need to round that value. 19.8 rounds to which is the nearest. Now we need to, this is a decimal. If we need to remove divide decimals and bring it down in the whole numbers, then you can see 8, which is 5 or more, then we have to add 1 in that thing. So when we're adding in 19, add 1, which is becomes 20 point, that becomes 0 obviously. So we round that thing to 20. Same as it is in here, 50. 50.2 rounds to, so now this is 5 or less, so then we don't need to do anything, so just say add 0, so we can say that rounds to 50. Now in here, this is already whole number. This numbers, it should round to, we have to select up to one significant figure, which is 99. So 9 is more, 5 or more, then we have to add 1 in that value. So 9 add 1 becomes 10, and this 9 becomes 0, is nearest to 100. Now we got everything in a whole numbers, so we can easily define now that solution. So you can see that that becomes 20 times 50 divided by 100. Now you can easily divide 50 times 1, 50 times 2 becomes that, 2 times 10. So answer is 10, which is estimated answer. If you have to convert that one, then obviously you have to multiply decimals and then divide it by that number. That's gonna be like more hassle. So that's why we said that estimation means you have to find estimated value of that number. So I hope you understand that one. So we go to another example. In that I say that 4.9 times 30.4. Now you can see that 4.9, we have to round first of all. 4.9 round to nearest, you see here 9 is a 5 or more. Then we have to add 1 in this. This is point decimal, remember that one. So 4 and 1 becomes 5. Point, what becomes, that becomes 0. So we have to round it to 5. Same thing in here. So 330.40 round to, this is for less than 5, then we leave as it is. So 30.0, so we go only 30. So now we can see in here, so we got two numbers, one is a 5, one is a 30, which easily can define. So 5 times 30, that becomes 150. This is the answer. If you want to check your answer, you can see in here, there should be a nearest to that one. Let's see first of all. So 30.4, 4.9 times it. So that becomes 36, 0, 3, 27, 16, 12, 6, 9, 8, 4, 1, and that becomes how many? 1, 2, 2 numbers. So you can see in here, this is 148.9, which is, if they say that write down, first of all you can see in here that thing, this is 5 or more, so you can add 1 in here, that becomes 149, and then you can see this is 5 or more, then you have to 1 in here, so 150, which is equivalent. So this is our estimated solution of that value. Now we move to another question. It said that 59.7 divided by 10.3. So now first of all we need to convert that thing into rounds. So this value round to, this is 59, this is 7, this is 5 or more, then we have to add 1. So when you adding 1, 59 add 1, which becomes 60 point, that becomes 0, so we will round to 60. Same thing in here, this is less than 5, so we leave as it is, and that become vanish 0, so 10.0, which is 10, and the between that one is a division sign, so 60 divided by 10, which becomes 6, is the answer, which is estimated. So you have to write down estimated value. So now another one. So this is the value 310 times 29.49. So we need to round each value up to one significant figure. Each value up to one significant figures. So now in here, round figure, yeah. So now first of all we need to convert that thing into significant figure. So first thing, 310. So one significant figure, this is our one significant figure, 3, write down 3 as it is. So see this number 1, which is less than 5, so become 0. The next one already 0. So 310 is nearest to 300. Same thing in here, 29. Up to one significant figure. See here, so 9 is more than 5, so we need to add 1 in here. So when you're adding, that becomes 3. And that becomes 0. So 29 is nearest to 30. So in here 0.49 now. So see here 9. So need to add 1 in that. So that becomes 0.5 and 9 becomes 0. This is our number comes. So now we have to write down in here 300 times 30 divided by 0.5. 0.5 means half of it. So first of all you can multiply and half of it. So 3 times 3 is 9. 1, 2, 3. 9,000 over 0.5. So half of 9,000 is, which is 4,500. So this is our answer, which is approximately, oh sorry, yeah, 90,000. So when you 90,000, that becomes, so divided by that value. Yeah, this is, yeah, 9,003. So this is our answer, which is, whatever else is, you have to, this is 0.5. What is 0.5 means? If you convert 0.5 into a fraction form, that becomes 1 over 2. So write down 9,000 over 1 over 2. This is already in division. When you are try to convert into multiplication sign, this is division already. Then that becomes into a multiplication. So that becomes 9,000 times, that can flip values upside down. So that becomes 18,000. This is the estimated or approximate value of that one. I hope you like that video and do some more practice at home and write down in the comments. Thank you.